BRAINYATOR presents 13 Signs You're More Attractive Than You Think. Psychology studies have found that humans are reasonably good at assessing others, but when it comes to self-assessment, we're actually terrible. The majority of people vastly underestimate their self-worth, appeal, and attractiveness. That's because we know everything about ourselves, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We scrutinize every little detail. The result is an image that is both skewed, inaccurate, and damaging. So if you ever wanted to know how attractive you really are in the eyes of others, here are the 13 signs to look for. Number 1. People gravitate towards you. It's natural for us to gravitate towards people we feel are genuine, happy, and funny. But it's also common that we gravitate towards those we find physically attractive. If people seem drawn to you, if you're often surrounded by people wherever there's a social gathering or large group of people, like in school, then that can be an indication you're attractive. Attractive men and women are like magnets. They just suck people in. Number 2. People act awkward and clumsy. Do people seem to be acting a bit nervous around you? Do you observe clumsiness, like people dropping things, spilling drinks, and accidentally hitting stuff around them? Are there awkward and fast movements that seem slightly odd? Good news, my friend. These may all be signs that others find you attractive. The reason people act unfocused and awkward like this is because their mind is on you and how they present themselves. They're just nervous, and when you're nervous, this is how we act. Number 3. Others go out of their way to help you. This is, of course, unfair because we all deserve to have others act favorably towards us and help us. But if you keep seeing people bending over backwards as soon as you ask them for help, especially if they're not close friends of yours, then this can be directly tied to the fact that they find you attractive. This is just how humans are wired. We subconsciously act friendlier and are more generous towards those we find attractive. Number 4. People laugh at your small jokes. Did you know that the more attracted you are to someone, the easier it is for them to make you laugh? So if you see people smile around you a lot and they often laugh at your small jokes, the good ones as well as the bad ones, then you're golden. They feel drawn to you and find you attractive. You may also receive frequent smiles from strangers, on the street, on the subway, in bars, wherever you go. Number 5. People make up excuses to see or talk to you. This can be seen in places where you come in contact with large groups of people, like high school, college, and large workplaces. People keep approaching you for various reasons. They may ask you random questions, share news with you, and ask for help with small and simple tasks. What's really going on is that they find you attractive and make up any excuse they can think of to walk up and talk to you. Number 6. Grooming behaviors. When we find another person attractive, we become acutely aware of our own appearance. We want to look as presentable as possible. So if you want to see if a person of the opposite sex finds you attractive, look for signs of grooming. They'll frequently take the opportunity when you look away to fix their appearance, adjusting hair or clothes. If you're sneaky, you can spot this in window reflections. Number 7. Self-soothing. Being in the presence of a person we find attractive can induce stress. This can be mild, positive stress, but it can also be high stress that makes the heart beat faster. The effect of this can lead to unconscious self-soothing. The person is trying to calm themselves by fidgeting. They're fidgeting with earrings, twisting fingers, playing with a necklace or tie. They may also be caressing their hand or arm repeatedly or touching their hair. Number 8. Others remember small details you've shared about yourself. When we're attracted to someone, we're wired to find everything that person says to be of high value. That means we're paying attention whenever they talk. We want to learn as much as possible about who they are and what they do. As a result, we have a tendency to remember things this individual has shared with us. If you find this happening a lot, people remembering small details you've shared about yourself in previous discussions, it can be a sign they find you attractive. Number 9. Body language clues. Body language clues can be subtle, but if you pay attention, you can see small telltale signs indicating what people think of you. It is quite common that we mirror the body language and way of talking of an individual we find attractive or agreeable. If you want to spot this, try changing the way you stand or sit and see if the other person follows your lead. Also, pay attention to speech patterns. If you speak fast or slow, is the other person doing the same? Another thing to look for is people accidentally touching you or rubbing against you during conversation. These are all signs of attraction. Number 10. You get lots of DMs. Social media can give us clues of what people think of us. Generally speaking, if you receive a lot of direct messages from apps like Instagram, then that can be an indication people find you attractive. Same thing if people are texting you often. Yes, it is unfair that attractive people are put above others on social media, but human nature is human nature. Number 11. Relationships seem to come easy. Whether long or short relationships, if you're attractive, you've probably had a string of them. You've never had to work very hard to get a date or a phone number or someone you're interested in. Now, it might be tempting to think that the reason you've had a lot of failed relationships and short, meaningless hookups is that you're unattractive. This is simply not true. These failures are more likely tied to emotional maturity and chemistry between you and whomever you've been dating. Number 12. Not many compliments on your looks. You would think attractive men and women get comments about their looks all the time, and perhaps the reason you're hardly getting any is that you're unattractive. Nothing could be further from the truth. In reality, attractive people don't get many compliments on their looks at all. Why? Because others think they hear them all the time and have grown sick of them, so they don't say anything. Also, people may be jealous of your looks or think that if they say something about how great you look, you'll say something demeaning. Number 13. People look. When an attractive person walks past us or walks into a room, it's hard, if not impossible, to avoid checking them out. Men are more obvious and look straight at women. Women, on the other hand, check men out when they think they're not looking. Regardless of how uncomfortable it makes you having strangers stare at you all the time, you can be sure the reason is that they find you attractive. This, of course, is also tied to how you dress and carry yourself. True beauty really does come from the inside, and we need to learn to accept ourselves the way we are, whether we get attention from others or not. Of course, physical appearance is what draws us to an individual at first. In the end, kindness, compassion, and depth is what people appreciate about us the most. So if you look at the big picture and take everything into account, you'll probably find that you're much more attractive than you think. What are your thoughts about all this? Is there anything you'd like to add? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Also, hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos, and be sure to check out some of our other titles as well. Thanks for watching.